What's poppin', Pauper people? The date is January 7th, 2024. I am Brad from the PDH Pod here to bring you the first annual Pauper Week in Review, the weekly show that will probably come out every other week. Along with my good friend, owner of Sanctuary PDH, and the busiest man in the format, Mr. Bobby B. Fine, we've designed this series to bring as much PDH and Pauper content as possible in one nice, neat little package, so you don't miss a single meta-warping minute of it. From videos and podcasts to tournament results and written articles, if it cares about the commons only formats, we will bring it to you. This week's episode is brought to you by Snuff 'Em Out, Mercadia's leading extermination company since 1999. If you've got problematic pests, Snuff 'Em Out will kill them dead, unless they're black. And by offering their services free of charge, mostly, other companies simply can't compete. Remember what Snuff 'Em Out said? The bigger they are, the faster they rot. All right, first up, let's see what's going on over on YouTube. On January 4th, Lobert released a heartfelt dedication video to a cheap can-tripping artifact that was too good for most 60-card formats, Arkhams Astrolabe. In 17 minutes, Lobert logically lays out all of the reasons why this is one of the most powerful cards you aren't playing. Everything about this card screams repeatable, unceasing value, but is it actually good enough? In an exciting twist, DXus from the PDH Pals tells us his answer to that question when he released a spontaneous video in reaction to Lobert's impassioned dissertation, wherein he also lays out some logical reasons why he maybe does or does not play the card. This video was a surprise to literally everyone, but it was extremely well received, and I, for one, feel like this format could use more of this lighthearted style of content. The next one goes all the way back to last year. Okay, more like the very end of 2023, so it still qualifies for the week in review. In another act of sentimentality for our beloved formats, Kosur waxes lovingly about the many reasons why he loves competitive Pauper Commander and our 60-card cousin. If this video doesn't give you at least a little sliver of how committed and enthusiastic our community is to these formats, then you and your little black heart can go elsewhere. Next up, Ryan, aka Papa Pauper of the Common Connoisseurs, made it known that 2024 is apparently going to be the year of violence, with another Let's Build live deck building session for competitive PDH by tackling a rather polarizing uncommon creature, Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Giving this life-draining, game-ending, flicker-craving zombie a cute moniker like Gary, oh, how cute, doesn't stop it from being so powerful that it's a menace in every single format, even ones that don't exist yet. Good luck, Papa Pauper, and may all your pips be black. The next two entries here are courtesy of PDH RC member and Vizcopa devotee, Scarecrow 1779. If you enjoy an international spice to your Pauper Commander content consumption, check out this new gameplay video from the Pauper MTG channel on YouTube. This pod features one of the Pauper format panel members, Saito-san and Un-san, who have been writing the occasional PDH articles for their site over the last 2 years. This channel has been a driving force behind the Pauper scene in Japan for some time now, with written and video content. And if this high-powered pod is any indication, they take their Pauper very seriously. Thanks to some digging, Scarecrow also found this gameplay video from a modest MTG YouTube channel called Geek and Seek, who are testing out the various power levels of the PDH format with a pod of Risen Reef, you had me at Risen Reef, Garna, Kutzil, and Silverfur. It's always great to see other content creators dipping their toes into the Pauper Commander waters. Lastly, if you want to see how the Pauper Commander Rules Committee members approach a semi-casual table as opposed to competitive, then you should check out their Cardinal stream with members of the larger PDH community. This pod featured Clay and Derek from the RC, along with Bobby B. Fine and Lobert slinging some spells and having a seemingly great time. From what I understand, this is going to be a regular monthly-ish stream, so we can all look forward to that. As a matter of fact, you can check out yours truly, me, Dave the Alcadron Vader, and the PDH PhD Liam, the hosts of the PDH Pod, on their stream coming up on the 15th of this month. From one video platform to the next, let's see what's happening over in Twitch world. I took Christmas weekend off for my usual Saturday Spell Table Pauper Commander streams, but we were back in action on New Year's Eve with a surprisingly grindy collection of decks. The Common Commander Abby, Dax Goes Face, and Hive Cryptid joined me in this past weekend for 2 really good stack-filled games. We were slinging counters, lifelink, and tokens at everyone's face and proclaiming that blocking is for cowards. This VOD will be up on the PDH Pod's Twitch for a little while longer, so check it out. Or you can just wait for the edited gameplay video of the game to come out, hopefully very soon. If you're a fan of Friday Night Magic and a fan of Pauper Commander, I don't think you would have made it this far if you weren't. Then tell your alarm clocks to smack you in the face on Friday evenings as Sanctuary PDH holds regular Pauper Commander events every Friday. One fan favorite feature the B Fine has implemented this year is the addition of commentators for these FNMs. Historically, players in and viewers of the larger PDH tournaments, such as Sanctuary PDH's Open Series and the large paper tournament at RIW last year, love having commentators on board to add some color to the games and guide them through some of the decisions that are being made at the table. I expect these FNMs to be just as popular. Also on Twitch, the PDH Pals had their first stream of the new year last Tuesday, and what a way to kick off 2024. I don't know that you can do much better in the dead of winter than a pod of fire that includes piping hot pizza rolls, corpse knights, death priests, and rough riders. If you missed the stream, it will be on their Twitch page for a while, but you can also pop in on them multiple times every week as they sling some sweet, sweet commons. Also, a few days ago, Daxgo's Face and Scooby Drew joined Hipstevius for some competitive Pauper Commander on EB Shiny's channel. Ghosts and Gandalf, rats and dinosaurs. This game had about as much grindy power as you could ask for. Shiny hosts a variety of MTG and non-MTG content on their Twitch channel, so I urge you to check it out. Let's hop over to the 60 card side of Pauper for a moment. Congratulations to Exoc are in order for taking down yesterday's MTGO Pauper Challenge with Caw Gates. This big win comes on the heels of back-to-back trophies with almost the same 75 that he plays in the leagues. The only major difference was that Exo slotted in $30 worth of dust to dust in the sideboard for the challenge. Speaking of trophies, if we take a look at the MTGO Pauper leaderboard, we see that Carves is in the top seat, as usual, with 20 trophies. And I'm probably going to butcher these names, but Baikodegia and Spock Vita Loca are tied with 18, and in the 4th and 5th spots with 15 trophies each are Zamu and Denisevich Alexei. It'll be exciting to see how these numbers shake out as we wrap up the Pauper season. On YouTube this week, pillar of the 60-card Pauper format community and brewer extraordinaire Pauper Ganda posted some league play with an updated version of Mono Black Burned. This newest iteration of the deck attempts to use some spicy new cards like Rowan's Grim Search and Hopeless Nightmare to grind its way to a 5-0 finish. But does he get there, and what does the final deck end up looking like? Everyone loves a good 3-color Pauper deck, and Jeskai Ephemerate is no exception. White, blue, white affinity, and mono red are still near the top of the meta percentage-wise. This flicker value pile is on solid ground and is showing up with regular 5-0 finishes on MTGO and making appearances in paper events. Another recent downshift or two making waves are Dread Return and Lotleth Giant. Combining these two together in any flavor of Golgari Dredge has been a very effective and impressive way to smash your opponent's face, their body, and most importantly, their spirit. Not for nothing, but a mono-white version of the traditionally Azorius-colored Brute Squad earned a gushing trophy on MTGO on the 3rd of this month. Having 32 creatures that cost nothing, or basically nothing, paired with 4 all that glitters is a powerfully fast way to mow down a field of competitors. Mono-white is sweet, Brute Squad is sweet, and I'm never not happy to see that deck back on the menu. Also on the Pauper docket for the week is a various collection of tasty videos that demonstrate just how expansive the 60-card metagame can be. Videos such as Golgari Dredge by Kerblinksy, Mono Red Midrange by That Mill Guy, a run-through of an MTGO league with blue-black control by Banna Birds, and a deck tech of everyone's favorite Rakdos combo, Mugworts, posted by MTG Deckmasters. If these videos don't tighten those bootstraps of deck building, or put the brewing hat on you, or pull up those suspenders of creativity, then nothing will. Now let's give your eyes a rest and hop on over to some audio-only content. Episode 81 of the PDH Pod released a few days ago. This time around, we brought Gatorbait TV onto the show for the first time to talk about what it takes to understand and dissect the ever-evolving competitive Pauper Commander metagame. Is the field as wide open as it seems, and what decks are gatekeeping the top tier spot? Listen in to find out. Not only is Gator one of the most prolific competitive players we have in the community, but he is also one half of the Common Theory podcast. If you love sweaty PDH discussion, this is the show for you. If 60-card Pauper podcasts are your bag, then be sure to check out the one that I recently discovered. It's called Casting Commons, a weekly newish show that takes on some deep dives into the larger paper event or Pauper events, usually MTGO challenges and top-tier deck lists to see how those results will affect the metagame going forward. That's going to put the wraps on this Pauper Week in Review. A big thanks from me and my man behind the scenes, Be Fine, for tuning in until the end of the video. If we missed any content you think should be highlighted in the next video, comment down below. Now go do some Pauper stuff, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.